I think it's about time. It's about time for Ethereum to finally start to take off. We've seen Ethereum languishing for months, and it's been frustrating and it's been disappointing to see. But as always, the big players have something cooking behind the scenes. I'm going to be bringing that to light in this video and explaining exactly what's going on and why we're likely at a major inflection point in Ethereum, and we're likely to see much higher prices in the near future. Let's talk about it. As we all saw, when the Bitcoin ETFs came out, Bitcoin's price started to skyrocket as those ETFs were frantically buying Bitcoin, and they've continued to frantically buy Bitcoin. This article sums it up pretty well. It says ETFs holding Bitcoin are now the crypto's largest holders, surpassing creator Satoshi Nakamoto. The 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs in existence have collectively passed $100 billion in assets under management, one of the most successful ETF launches in history. Unfortunately, the same has not happened for Ethereum, at least not yet. And we started to understand why as BlackRock execs came on TV and started talking about why they weren't buying Ethereum in the same way that they were buying Bitcoin. And essentially, they were saying that Ethereum has a narrative problem. This article is highlighting Robert Mitchnick's comments, who is one of BlackRock's execs, and he says, with ETH, I think the investment story and narrative is a bit less easy for a lot of investors to digest, so that's a big part of why we're so committed to the education journey that we're on with a lot of our clients. And you can see everything playing out by looking at this chart. This chart tells the history of Ethereum ETF inflows, and when the Ethereum ETFs first came out, inflows were dismal. As you can see, lots of negative inflows in the first few months after their release in mid-2024. Then things started to pick up a little bit later in 2024. And then finally, in the final quarter, in November and December, ETF inflows really started to pick up. And so far in the first 2 weeks of December, it's been sort of a mixed bag. But overall, the positivity has started to kick in. And now at this point, BlackRock holds about $3.5 billion in Ethereum. Fidelity holds about $1.3 billion in Ethereum. So it's positive and it's a start. And what's been happening behind the scenes is that these execs have been working on fixing the narrative problem. And I think we're about to see that reflected in Ethereum's price. It's very possible that staking is about to be approved on Ethereum ETFs, and that would be huge for Ethereum's price. Conversation around this topic started to brew back in 2024. Staking could lower fees and boost interest in Ethereum ETFs, analyst claims. Staking could significantly boost the flow of investments into US-traded Ethereum exchange-traded funds, according to Tom Wan, a former crypto analyst, and he goes on to explain why. And buzz has continued to pick up from there, with Bernstein entering the conversation. Bernstein believes Ethereum ETF staking yield is likely to be approved under the crypto-friendly Trump 2.0 SEC. Analysts at Bernstein said that despite Ethereum's underperformance this year, its fundamentals look strong and the risk-reward ratio is now attractive. The potential for staking yields to be approved for spot Ethereum exchange-traded funds under Trump, the recent inflection in ETF inflows, favorable demand-supply dynamics, and a surge in activity on the blockchain were outlined as factors driving a revival of interest. By the way, Bernstein has a big voice. They have a lot of clout. Bernstein is a private wealth management firm that I think manages over $700 billion in assets. So it's really worth it to pay attention to what they're saying here. These are the actual holdings for World Liberty Financial, which is Trump's crypto investment company. And as you can see, they hold primarily Ethereum, and they have some other altcoins as well, but their biggest holding is Ethereum. Now, currently, it's only showing $4 million in Ethereum, but that's because they recently transferred the bulk of their Ethereum out of this wallet. In fact, they did that just today, just before this recording. You can see Trump-backed Liberty World Financial moves over 60 million worth of Ethereum as part of treasury management. Now, where did they move that Ethereum? They moved it to various wallets, probably in order to increase their security. And they also moved a bulk of it over to Coinbase Prime, which is where the institutions like to store their Bitcoin for ultimate security. All right, so as we've been saying on this channel, the new administration is incredibly pro-crypto. It's the most pro-crypto administration we've ever seen. How can that not be good for price? You can also look exactly at what this administration is not just saying, but what they're doing. Trump himself is positioning in Ethereum. So we're likely to see some very pro-crypto regulation coming down the line. Specifically, we're talking about Ethereum staking being enabled here on these ETFs. So how do we position ourselves for the likely price action ahead? Well, you can, of course, buy Ethereum. Ethereum's doing really well today. We've seen a nice boost off of the lows that we saw just a few days ago. So we're starting to see the shift happening. Or for a potentially even better return, you can look at beta plays on Ethereum. And specifically, we're looking at Lido right now. Pintoshi says, if you believe ETH staking will be approved, then Lido is likely a great bet. So far, price seems to be appreciating rapidly and has begun to start pricing this in. What does a repricing look like if approved? And what if revenue share happens? Now, revenue sharing is a second component here that could boost Lido even further, as well as other DeFi protocols that implement this feature. This article on Blockchain Magazine goes into this topic in detail. This is something that's been discussed for quite some time now, and now it might finally come to fruition with this pro-crypto administration that's coming in. Real yield DeFi protocols, this was back in November 2024, the shift from inflationary token models to revenue sharing platforms in 2025. Now, I won't read this whole thing, but basically what this is talking about is DeFi protocols like Lido, like Uniswap, like all of the other DeFi protocols out there turning on revenue sharing for their users. Imagine what that would do just by using these protocols, by staking on these protocols, probably by trading on these protocols, you can collect a share of the revenue. Imagine how that would incentivize users to come to these platforms and use them. And imagine how much of a boon that would be for crypto prices, especially for the token prices of these platforms. Now, in case you don't know, Lido is the leading decentralized staking platform for Ethereum. And as you can see here, it's basically just been chopping along in an overall range for the last couple of years. But I think that's about to change. You can see nice upwards price action today, and it's coming back up basically into resistance, but look for price to flip resistance into support soon as the new administration comes in and we start to see this pro-crypto, this favorable crypto regulation start to come into place. Remember, Ethereum always leads altcoin season. It's been that way every single cycle. I don't think this cycle is going to be any different. And I was very encouraged to see that with today's pump in crypto prices, Bitcoin dominance actually went down. I think what we're starting to see is an inflection where capital is going to start rotating more heavily into Ethereum. And of course, that capital is going to go downstream and make its way into many, many other altcoins. So 2025 is looking like it could be a very big year, and we are getting positioned accordingly. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching the Crypto Code. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more crypto insights. Let me know your thoughts on today's video in the comments below. You can also check out what we do here at the Crypto Code by registering for one of our free workshops where we show you how we and our students profit in crypto, no matter if the markets are up or down. If you register for the workshop, you also get access to a free weekly trade alert. Attend our free workshop, take a short quiz at the end, and we will send you $10 in Bitcoin. No purchase needed. We've already given away hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin just this year alone. Just look for the link in the description of this video to register for the workshop. It will be worth your time. Our public trade record currently has a 90% win rate, and you can view it here. Best of luck with your investments, and remember to stay informed and stay safe in the crypto world. See you next time.